Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of the Football Show, as today I'm going to preview the Manchester City versus Arsenal for the game on Sunday, the potential title decider. Of course there is games in the Premier League today, the Copa del Rey final as well, but because I'm most likely I'm not going to do a video tomorrow and maybe not on Monday, that's why I want to take this opportunity in this episode today to preview probably the biggest game of the season in the Premier League this season, which is Manchester City against Arsenal. It is for sure, most likely the title decider. For sure the title decider. The gap is 6 points between them. If City beat Arsenal, they go 3 points behind Arsenal, and City have a chance to go top on Wednesday if they beat Burnley as well. But if it ends a draw, then 6 points behind. City have a game in hand, 3 points behind. And if Arsenal win, they go 9 points clear, with City having a game in hand, but that would be a big statement of a win. It's a huge game for both teams, for both clubs, for both players, for both sets of fans, for both managers. Huge game in many aspects. And people say, Arsenal need the title more because, they haven't won it for 20 years, and City, they won it a lot of times, etc. But I think Guardiola and City would like to win this title as well, because last season they maybe, if you want to count the Community Shield, except the Community Shield if you want to count it, they didn't win anything. This season they won the Carabao Cup, but I'm pretty sure Guardiola doesn't want to go back-to-back seasons without winning a Premier League title or a Champions League. I don't think Guardiola and City would like to go 2 seasons without winning those trophies. So this is a big game for Man City. And yes, of course, you look at this City side, it's a rebuilding transition team. Obviously last season City faced a lot of problems, and Guardiola and the owners of City, they looked at it and, okay, let's spend a lot of money, let's bring in players who are for the future, who can play, who are good players, and make them into great players, and rebuild a new team, rebuild a very good team. Like, for example, as Alex Ferguson did at Manchester United, where he had a great team with the likes of Keane, Scholes, Giggs, Sheringham, Cole, York, the same team that won the 99 treble. And then it was destroyed, and then he had to rebuild another team, and then it was destroyed again, and he had to rebuild another team when Cristiano Ronaldo and TFS left, especially. So yeah, this is something Guardiola and City are similarly doing right now. They are rebuilding a new team, a new look of the team, new different profile of players compared to what City had, the likes of obviously Kevin De Bruyne, Aguero, etc. So yeah, this is a very big game for City. I mean, City, obviously they don't have much pressure as Arsenal have, because City won a lot of times, and Arsenal are trying to win their first Premier League titles since 2004, and there's not much pressure on them, to win for Manchester City. And there's not, let's say, when I say pressure, I don't not only mean winning the first title in the first 22 years, but also you look at the two different managers, Guardiola and Arteta. Guardiola is a guy that is very experienced. He's been there before. He's been in this kind of situation. He can, of course, he can be animated on the touchline, but he's a guy that can, calm things down. He's a fantastic coach, and he's becoming he's been a fantastic manager, because some people, criticize his, were criticizing his man management in the past, but his man management is improved, and he's been fantastic in the last couple of years. And as a coach, obviously, we don't even need to say that how good he is. So, and also he's very good as a coach, and he's very good as a manager. And also he's been in this kind of situation before, experienced. He knows it's a 38-game campaign. It's a long way to go. That's why he keeps saying, it's 38 games, a long way to go. After they drew to Tottenham 2-2, he was saying, no way we're gonna throw away the Premier League title. There's 14 games to be played. He knows this kind of situation can change very quickly. It happened 2018-19, where I think City was 7-8 or 7-10 points clear. 7-10 points behind Liverpool, and City came back and won the title. Arsenal were leading the Premier League title for the last in 22-23 season for 90% of the season, and City came back and won it. And it could be the same things this season with the way things are going, because City, you can clearly see City are clicking into form. They're clicking into another gear, and they're performing really, really well right now. Cherky, he's performing fantastically well. He's playing. I mean, the guy is a breath of fresh air. Not only personality, obviously doing kick-ups and playing with a bottle before the game against Chelsea, but the quality, the creativity, the talent that he shows on the pitch is fantastic. And you know, he's been. You have to say. I mean, obviously, start season he was not. Let's say he had some struggles. Obviously, he was injured and didn't have his best start. But as the longer the season went on, he's been a fantastic player for City, and he's had 10 assists this season. 10, which is very good, especially for a player that is coming from the French league to the Premier League. He's been very, very good for City, and for sure, if he keeps this level of improvement and development, he will be a great player for Manchester City in the near future. I'm pretty sure of that. And obviously they've got quality players like others. City, not only Cherky, the likes of Haaland, Semenyo has been in very good form, and they've got obviously Ruben Dias is not going to be fit for this game. However, they've got Kozinov and Mark Gay to step up as they did against Chelsea, where Kozinov was absolutely unbelievable. Mark Gay has been very, very solid for City since he joined the club. So it's a very City are clicking into gear right now. They're getting better right now, and this is where it matters. When it doesn't matter what you do. Listen, you could struggle in October, in November, etc. But it's about clicking into gear when it comes to the business end of the season, April, May. This is where you really, really have to step up. And City have proven it in the past, and they're starting to step up right now. They won the Carabao Cup against Arsenal. They beat Liverpool 4-0 in the FA Cup, and they won against Chelsea 3-0, despite they were not great in the first half. They are clicking, they're slowly but surely getting back to their best. Listen, this game will give us more evidence on that, whether they're back to their best or not. Because let's be honest, Arsenal is a bigger test than Chelsea. But at the same time, you clearly see City they're gaining momentum, they're gaining form, they're gaining confidence, and you can clearly see the defensively they're getting better, and going forward they are getting better the last 2-3 games. And yeah, this is another territory thing for City, where they've been in this kind of situation before and they've done it. So this is another situation where they can panic or rush some things. So yeah. Whereas at Arsenal, they have to. They're trying to win their first Premier League title since 2004. They've been majority of the season absolutely fantastic, absolutely, especially in Champions League, winning every single game in the league phase. Premier League, they've been absolutely fantastic, but they have. Let's be honest, they have had too many f-ups since the start of this year. And City, yes, they've had lots of inconsistencies, which is incredible why Guardiola and City are still in this title race despite all the inconsistencies they've had this season. But the problem is, Arsenal have also matched their inconsistencies. Because whenever City drop points, the likes of against Sunderland, Chelsea, Brighton, you remember when City had the 4 games without a win in the Premier League? Arsenal failed to capitalise. They failed to beat Liverpool, they failed to beat Nottingham Forest, they lost to United at home. Then they drew the likes of Brentford and Wolves, where they were 2-0 up. Arsenal, let's be honest, this City side, it's incredible they're still in this title race, but they've had too many inconsistencies this season. And it should not have been this close. And why is that close? Because of Arsenal's f-ups. Like, City dropped points against Nottingham Forest, City dropped points against West Ham, and you're like, okay, sure, now you have a chance to go 12 points clear against Bournemouth, and you f it up. So, listen, I still think Arsenal will win the Premier League for now, but they've put themselves in this situation where Arsenal fans and their players and Arteta, even though he's saying the opposite in the press, they are panicking. You put themselves in this kind of situation. Why don't you play the way you did in the start of the season? Start of the season, Arsenal were fantastic. They were beating big teams, Bayern, Atletico. They were playing fantastic well start of the season. But the football I've seen from Arsenal, I'll say since February or since January, it's been unsustainable. Yeah, even they had wins, but there were some games when you're like, really? That wasn't a... And listen, it's about winning at the end of the day, but the cracks have shown the last 5 games. They played like a top team in the Carabao Cup final against Man City. They were horrendous against Southampton. They were horrendous against Bournemouth, and they were unconvincing over 2 games against Sporting Lisbon. So, and by the way, how Arteta is going to approach this game? How is he going to approach it? Is he going to go defensive? Is he going to go attacking? Listen, I'm not saying Arteta should go toe to toe with Guardiola and Man City. No, but I think Arsenal at some point, at some stages of the game, they should, able to press, able to try to put pressure on City and to press and try to attack. Will Arsenal do that? I'm not sure, because let's be honest, this Arsenal team right now are playing with fear. They're playing with fear, and they have to, get back to form very quickly. They have to get back to form very quickly because there's not much time now until the end of the season. It's only 1 month left, and that's it. Season is done. So they don't have much time to change it very quickly. So they have to get back to shape, get back to momentum, and they have to get back to the team today, the team they were at the start of the season. Because if they go to the Etihad playing for a draw, listen, a draw is not a bad result for Arsenal. It's a good result. It's a better result for Arsenal than for City. And City have to win. City know that. But if Arsenal go there with a mentality, oh, let's take a point, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. Because they have to go there to win. Arsenal have to go there with the mentality to win. If they go there with the mentality to draw, they're going to lose. They're going to lose. And we've seen, and Arteta, listen, I'm not saying he should go toe-to-toe with City, but at some stages of the game, I would like to see him, as a football fan, try to win the game. At some stages of the game, try to pressure City, try to put pressure on them. Don't be scared of them. Try to put pressure, ask questions. Not like all the time be static and be too defensive. Because I'm afraid that's Arteta that's what he's going to do. He's going to be static and they're going to be very, very defensive and they're going to play for a draw. And listen, I'm not saying a draw is a bad result for Arsenal, but they should not go there with the mentality to draw. They should go there with the mentality to win. And you look at some of their players. I mean, Saka is going to be out. Is Odegaard and Timber is going to come back? By the way, Timber is very, very crucial for Arsenal. He's been fantastic this season for Arsenal. If he's not in that team on Sunday, Arsenal might have some problems defensively. They might have some problems defensively. So they need him back. Odegaard might be back as well. Declan Rice, he was not seen in training yesterday. Despite obviously he was ill and he played 90 minutes against Sporting Lisbon. Is he going to play on Sunday? I expect him to play on Sunday. But is Timber and Odegaard going to play? Is Calafiori going to play? So yeah, Timber is a fantastic player, and if he's not in that team on Sunday, then Arsenal might have problems defensively on that side. They might have problems. They will have problems, I should say. So yes, Arsenal, they have to go there with an approach to win. Because let's not forget, yes, I understand it's not easy. Winning your first title is much harder than your second title. Winning the second title, when you feel you've done it, you've won your first title, it's easier to go with the second. You have the feeling of, yeah, we've done it before, we can do it again. But when you're trying to win your first title, it's difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult to win your first title because you're trying to get over the line. You don't know how it feels to get it over the line. You're trying to do it for the first time. It's not easy. And Arsenal have experienced that not only this season, but in the past couple of seasons. But in the past couple of seasons, you would think like they've learned lessons from it. But clearly not. Clearly not. Having said that, I think Arteta would change his approach a little bit. He would try to ask questions to City. He would try to press them, try to attack at some stages. And yes, Arsenal have been not in a good form recently, but City's they're beatable. Let's not forget, even though they beat Liverpool 4-0 and Chelsea 3-0 and Arsenal 2-0, in the first 15-20 minutes they were struggling against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final, against Liverpool before they got the first goal, and against Chelsea as well in the first half. Chelsea were doing quite well. So Arsenal will have periods in this game where they will have chances and they have to take their chances. They have to take it. And Mikel Arteta cannot play Havertz as a number 10. If he plays Kai Havertz as a number 10, finished. Because if he's going to play a striker, someone as a striker, put Gyökeres or Havertz. I think it's better to play Gyökeres. So, yeah.